Happy Friday. It's Vibe High Fridays with Irina. And I'm super excited to see everyone who is coming live to this episode or somebody who is going to watch in the replay. But I just wanted to say that every step you're taking in the direction of manifestation and how do you create something from your head into your physical reality is very significant, is very meaningful. And if this is the first time you are tuning in, welcome to this beautiful space. This is the little tips that I'm sharing every Friday related to building your business. It's especially helpful for coaches, healers, and also if you are in the entrepreneur world. I'm still trying to pronounce this word correctly. My daughter all the time is saying, "Mom, you didn't say it right." So, entrepreneur. I guess I'm doing okay. So yeah, that's exactly what these episodes are for. And we are combining everything because we say we cannot build the business just with a strategy. We want to know that energy is important, right? Energy comes always before the strategy. What do I mean by that? It's we are boldly taking the steps and we allow the universe to deliver, right? Because it's not the other way around. When we are building our businesses, it's not the same as working for somebody where everything is predictable. You know exactly how much money you are going to receive at the end of the week, but more is about how can you step up and know that whatever you are doing is going to create the results, because that's how we are learning to work with the energy and how we are learning to help that energy to guide us in trust that everything is working out for us. All right, I'm typing the title for today's episode so I can just post it up here. So give me 1 second. All right. So the episode title is Trust You Move, Let the Money Prove. And by the way, if you haven't registered for my amazing 5-day cash flow glow challenge, I am sending you this personal invite. This is beautiful time because again, when we talk about money, something is always shrinking in us. We feel stressful. There is heaviness around it. And my challenge is all about, hey, we can bring ease, we can bring joy, we can bring the clarity when we are connecting with the money energy, because money is just the energy like anything else around us. And the more we know how to interact with that energy, the more cha-chings we are going to bring into our life. So the link is right here on the screen or in the comments, in the description. I invite you, even if you didn't start from the beginning, the replays are available. Take that opportunity and connect with your money energy, because we can actually flirt with money. And that's what we are experiencing during this 5-day challenge. And I want to start talking about the topic, which is trust your move, let the money prove. Being the business owner, a lot of times we might say, once I see that people are interested, then I'll create the offer. Or we might say, once I have more money, then I'll invest in support. Or sometimes we are saying, once I know it will work, then I'll really go for it. But honestly, it works the other way around. We often want the evidence first, but the evidence comes once we take the action steps. We start thinking about that first, we want to trust the process, right? Business a lot of times ask us to reverse the order that we really, our monkey mind wants to connect with. We make the invitation before we know who will say yes. We start that conversation before we know where it will lead us. We create the offer before somebody buys it. And we show up before we know who is watching. And then once we do that step, We receive the information, we receive the response, we receive the opportunities, and yes, sometimes cha-ching. That's what we are talking about today. Trust your move and give the money an opportunity to prove. So, one of the main points I wanted to bring forward is we want to stop asking for proof from something we haven't tried. How many times we caught ourselves saying, nobody wants my offer? And actually, I was working with the clients where they were saying, nobody wants my offer. And then my next question was, how many people did you personally invite? And they were saying, well, two, five. That's not the proof that the offer doesn't work. That's two conversations. Sometimes we are creating conclusions from very little evidence and we just generalize it. So rather than asking, is this working? I invite you to ask a better question. Have I given this enough opportunity to work? Have I given this enough opportunity to work? Because the quality of the questions that we are asking is determining what quality of the answer we are going to receive and what kind of the result we are going to generate. So that one question can completely change how you look at your business. Another main point is trust doesn't mean that we already know the outcome. A lot of times we have these expectations, right? And I kept rehearsing that expectation has nothing to do with intention. We can set the intention, what kind of result we intend to see versus expecting, right? Because we are expecting something, and if something does not play out the way that we desire, what happens? We feel disappointed. So for us not to attach to the outcome, we know that we can trust in the move that we are making, and we can intend that we are going to generate X amount of dollars. For instance, I know that offer can generate 10,000, right? It means that I trust myself enough to make that move and respond to what happens next. This is very different kind of confidence. You just send the invitation. Maybe they say yes, maybe they say no. Maybe they ask a question that helps you improve your offer. Maybe they refer someone, or maybe the conversation gives you your next idea. So the move is actually happening first before producing anything else. The third point that I wanted to talk about is money loves an open door. This ties beautifully into that cash flow glow challenge that I'm doing right now. We say, I want more money, but then we look at how many doors we are actually opening for money to enter. Did we make the offer today? Did we invite someone into the conversation? Did we follow up? Did we reconnect with someone? Did our people know what we are offering? Did we ask for the sale? Because manifestation isn't sitting at home saying, universe, I'm available for 10,000, and then turning your phone on do not disturb. It's actually your energy that's going to drive the results, meaning that I am available, also supported by the actions that you are taking. And point number 4, one move can have a ripple effect. This is something that a lot of coaches, healers, business owners underestimate. You can send one message and that person doesn't buy. But that person might introduce you to someone else. And that other person invites you on their podcast. Someone hears you on the podcast, they join your challenge. Then they become a client. And again, was that original message successful? Absolutely not. but it often leads us to something else. That's how our energy unfolds. So a lot of times we judge our moves too quickly because we are only looking for this immediate money. But sometimes the move creates the pathway that opens up other opportunities and other doors for ourselves. So, number 5 point, let the market talk back to us. Instead of trying to determine will people buy this, we want to put something into the motion. Make 5 invitations, talk to 10 people, share the offer, ask questions, go live, listen, and then you start having the actual information. Maybe people love the outcome, but they don't understand the offer. Maybe they want it, but the timing isn't right. Maybe one sentence makes everything for them clear. Now, you are not guessing. You're letting that response guide you into your next move. And the point number 6, your next money move may be very small. A lot of times we want to cover everything, but it's in the small actions we can see big results. This is where I would challenge everyone who is going to tune into this episode. What is one money move you've been thinking about but haven't made yet? Maybe it's sending the follow up, maybe inviting someone to the consult, maybe posting your offer, maybe messaging your past client, maybe asking for referral or proposing the collaboration. Following up with the person who said, let me think about it. What steps have you actually done? Because the small step can create a completely different results. So this is my invitation to you. In the next 24 hours, I would love you to have your money move. So what we are going to do, what is something you can actually do? Move, right? Move with that energy. Maybe it's one conversation, maybe it's one invitation, maybe it's one follow up, maybe it's offer or just proposing the collaboration. Just take that one money move and don't immediately decide whether it worked. Watch what it starts creating from that moment, right? Watch its motion. That's exactly what we are exploring inside my Cash Flow Glow Challenge. Because Cash Flow Glow isn't about sitting around waiting for money to magically appear. We are looking at clarity, we are looking at ease, we are experimenting with joy, action, and confidence in order to change how we relate our relationship to money. We are looking at everything and then we are seeing the movement because you can't keep wondering what could have happened if you change the way you are creating cash flow. Or you can just come to us in the same room, be with like minded people, and experience it for yourself. So the registration link is in the comment, it's also on the screen. Trust your move, make that move, and then give the money something to prove. It was super excited to connect with you today. If that episode resonates, if you're watching in the replay, type replay. If you feel this episode is helpful or somebody wants to be part of this challenge, please share this episode with that person. And remember, every step we are taking, we are opening up the opportunities for ourselves. We cannot know all the steps, but the more we stay in trust, the more we start creating the miracles. Love you all, and I'll see you on the next episode next Friday.